how to know if he's not the one. Today I'm going to give you 3 clear signs that it's time to walk away, or that you might be in a relationship that you can salvage and get on a really good track. I've got Dr. Benjamin Ritter back with me. Thanks for coming in again, sir.
Thanks for having me.
He's an internal leadership coach here in Chicago. We were actually introduced by our mutual friend, Jason Silver from Attract Great Guys. And Ben does some amazing work with women here. You were a dating coach for 5-6 years, and now you're working with some really successful women here in Chicago on their relationships and their leadership. Founder of the Breakup Supplement System. Ben, today we're talking about 3 clear signs that you shouldn't waste any more time with him, that it might be the wrong relationship, or that maybe stuff can work out. The first one, Ben, do you want to take it away?
Well, the first one is chemistry. And that's something that's pretty instant.
Lack thereof.
The lack thereof chemistry. You could either feel it in the beginning of a relationship, or you can feel it maybe 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years into a relationship. But there are ways that you can actually salvage or check if there actually is chemistry when maybe you don't feel like there is.
Yeah, so if you've been on 2 or 3 dates with someone, if you've had a chat on the phone and you're still feeling nothing, look, that's a pretty safe bet. GTFO, like it's not gonna work, right? Sometimes though, women come to us and they say, look, things were great for 6 months or a year, but the chemistry's dialed back. And that can be a sign that they need to finish things. But we always say in that situation, you really want to give that a chance by communication. Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, so you want to start off by initially communicating the fact that there's something off in the relationship. And hopefully your partner is at that, in that same place and ready to work with you towards kind of reigniting that spark.
Yeah.
But chemistry really does come from inside you. And it's hard to have someone, put the responsibility of that chemistry on somebody else. So can you think back on when the relationship began? Can you think back on when there were moments of like unbelievable chemistry, right? That's why you're in the relationship in the first place. Because over time, right, you have experiences, you build resentment, you have conflict, and things happen. You get close, right? You build a sense of comfort, and that eats away at your chemistry, which is, it's natural. But there's a way for your mind to re-perceive.
You can re-perceive it.
Yeah, you can re-perceive. You can change your perception of the relationship now by reimagining the relationship as it was in the beginning. Like, give it a second chance inside.
So an exercise both with your partner there to talk to your partner about this and communicate this, and also something you can do on your own, which is how did I perceive them originally? And how do I and we recreate that?
And so when you see them for the first time, I want to say this, so they come down the stairs in the morning, and so instead of seeing them as the person you've been in a relationship for 5 years, can you re-perceive them? Can you kind of just envision them as the person that you just met? That you were attracted to in the first. Yeah, change the glasses. That thing that you were really attracted to in the beginning of the relationship that now kind of annoys you.
Yeah. We've all been there. Yeah.
Can you see it as attractive again? Can you find a way to find some humor in it and remember a memory when that was actually something you really enjoyed?
Number 2 is a personal value mismatch. So this is where you have a certain value that you live within your own life that is distinctly opposed to something that your partner believes. So for example, I might have a very high value around health and fitness and my partner may not. Or you might have a very high value around, say, how we spend money and your partner may have a very different value. I always think of personal values as they are things you do on your own. So it's not like what we're going to talk about in a moment, number 3. These are things you can do on your own, and do they actually, like, you want to live in Bolivia, but I want to live in Sweden. Okay, that's not going to be compatible. So the question I ask clients with this is twofold. Number 1, is this something you can live with long term?
Yeah. Is it a non-negotiable?
Yeah.
But a lot of times with personal values, if both partners want to be in the relationship, they can compromise. They can find a way to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't, like you're saying, if you want to live in one country, another person wants to live in another country. Or when it comes to fitness, like you just aren't attracted to someone that doesn't care about their fitness. Yeah. And that person is not willing to go to the gym at all.
To compromise at all. There's no win-win there.
And you're at an impossible impasse, right? Yeah. So the relationship just can't work in that.
It can't. Yeah. If you have a key value that you say, if this doesn't change, I'm not happy, and there is no compromise, that makes you say, okay, we've got this to a point where it's changed enough, we've compromised that we can both genuinely be happy, even if the problem isn't fully solved, or I'm happy to live with this, then that is a sign he is not the one. Don't spend any more time. And the third one is the most important, Ben.
It is relationship values, or a lack of relationship values in this case. Does your partner display relationship values? These include trust, support,
Yeah. Interdependence is a huge one.
boundaries.
Consistency. We talk about these in another video
Yep.
and how to spot these very early on. But things like, is he on his purpose? There's these key values that a healthy relationship simply cannot live without.
And they're totally separate from personal values.
Yeah.
These are values that you develop either based on your experiences with relationships in the past, or kind of like what you're ready for now and what you're working towards. And so if those aren't there, but you're like, oh, but he has the chemistry and we have the same personal values, similar personal values, but if he doesn't have those relationship values.
That's Ben in another video talked about the house concept.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're here and he's here, personal values are the things, as I say, you can operate on their own. But relationship values like trust, support, boundaries, candidness, consistency, these things are the building blocks of that third being that you're creating, which is the relationship. The reason these are the most important is because if the relationship values are there, you can often build back the other two. Right? If you have the trust, the support, the candidness, the consistency, the boundaries, him on his purpose and you on yours, you can build back the other stuff when two people want to work. You can build back, find compromises on the personal, you can build back the chemistry. But if these ones are not there, I cannot stress this enough, if these relationship values are not there and they are lacking, he is not the one for you.
And he won't be changing anytime soon.
He won't be changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this concept, on this video. Make sure you leave them in the space below. Questions for me and Ben, pop them all down there. Ben, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Very much so.
All the way out here in Chicago, an amazing coach out here. If you are in Chicago, or even if you're not and you're just interested in what he does, check out benjamin-ritter.com. Don't forget to hit the like button and the big red subscribe button with the little bell so you get the notifications. And thank you so much for watching, Ben. As I said again, it's been a pleasure. We will see you in the next video very soon.